What's up, my PT peeps? One-Eye Bri back to talk about the Walking Dead Will Spencer die discussion. Spoiler warning if you don't know the comics or our other videos or with the word around the town or anything going on with Walking Dead, as this may or may not occur on the show but is highly likely to occur. Spoiler warning if you don't want to know, stop watching now. Comicbook.com, we'll put the link in the description to read more of the article, but we'll highlight it here. As The Walking Dead cruises through its 7th season, the deadliest villain of all has arrived, and will be wreaking havoc throughout Alexandria. For some characters, the writing may be on the wall, given the events of Robert Kirkman's original Walking Dead comics, Just Ask Glenn. With Negan heading into Alexandria in Sunday's new episode of The Walking Dead, many fans are expecting to see another iconic death ripped straight from the pages and plastered onto our TV screens. They're talking about Spencer Monroe and the gut scene. So that's this Sunday's episode. If it's past this date, the episode already aired. But basically, we'll see if it happens or not. I don't think it's in this episode, episode 4, season 7. I think it's later on down the road. But hopefully it will happen, and we will explain maybe a little bit and what Austin Nichols actually says about it too. So this is some clips of the sneak peek for the episode this Sunday, the 90-minute episode. I'm excited for it. It actually comes on in about an hour, so we're excited for that. Should be great, and it's probably laying the groundwork for Spencer going forward. Speaking to Spencer actor Austin Nichols ahead of the new episode, comicbook.com heard the actor's perspective of Spencer's death. Luckily for him, if the scene should come, he will be warned prior to finding out by reading the script. They're supposed to tell people in advance, Nichols said. The funny thing about that is I've heard horror stories of that happening on other shows, and actors reads and finds out. That's really cruel, and I hope that doesn't happen on our show. That would suck if you don't know and you bought a house or whatever, kind of like Andrea, Laurie Holden, the actor who plays Andrea. But for Austin Nichols, he'd probably have to know if it's going to happen or not. I mean, that's for sure in the upcoming scripts, or when they filmed it back over the summer. The hope is that our bosses will give us some warning, Nichols said. We literally move our lives to Atlanta and find places to live. It's a little bit more complicated than just reading a script and finding out that you're dying, that's for sure. And that's why Laurie Holden is super pissed that she was supposed to be there for 8 seasons of the show. And the same thing with Austin Nichols. He brings up a great point. You know, you have to know that too. So he has to know if he's going to die or not. One, because the episode's already filmed. They're filming the finale as we speak right now. That said, Nichols admits he does have hope to see Spencer's iconic death realized in live-action form, despite knowing it would mean he is out of a job with The Walking Dead. Here's the thing, I remember reading the comics and going, oh my god, the death is effing awesome, Nichols said. I sure hope he doesn't die, but everybody does eventually. If that was his death, I think I'd be pretty proud of that death, a pretty cool death by Negan. I don't want to leave yet, I really love the job. I love the show, and I love to stay as long as I can. That's for sure. So Nichols, as he does this and does the interview, he knows if he dies or not because it's already been filmed. But here's the iconic stuff from the comic. Basically, they're going to set up the groundwork that Spencer is very unhappy with Rick. He goes to Negan and talks about, well, Rick wasn't always the leader, you know, my dad was, and blah, blah, blah. And Negan's like, I see where this shit's going. You're going to go against Rick. But Negan, being the guy that he is, says, he says basically Spencer wants Negan to kill Rick, and Negan don't play that. He says because you got no guts, so that's the whole guts thing, and he guts him. So he says Negan says that Spencer has no guts, and therefore he guts him and says you got no guts, and therefore he doesn't have any guts because Negan took him out. So that's a kind of a win for Negan to see that he doesn't play the traitor side, and he doesn't do that. He builds a little different villain role to it or whatever. He has some kind of morals. They're going for it, but there you go. So I think that has to happen. Play it out. Pause that, rewind it if you want to see it played out, but I definitely want to see that on the show. I'll be like Bob Stookie, like I'll be excited to see that it happens. Deanna, even though that's her son, that would be tough to watch for if she was still alive. But there you go, guys. Will it happen? Will it not? Only time will tell. Like, share, subscribe to get more videos. You guys are awesome, and thank you for watching.